Welcome to this session. My name is Amobi Davison, and the topic for this session is nature and divinity. Nature and divinity are two states, two powerful states that remain unknown in human life on earth. Nature is a very important state and place, but it is certain, it is obvious that nature is not known. People easily go over to science and religion, which are two dualistic states, two states that are falling and descended, and so are not at all natural. Science is not natural, and religion is not natural. But many people don't know this. Science is the discipline of the philosopher, of the specialist, of the authority, of the expert. That's what they call them. That's what they call themselves. The science is not at all natural. Instead, it is artificial. It is based on technology. It is based on trial and error and tentativeness. Science and art are similar. That's why they deal with experimentation and rehearsal. So science is a state in which human life on earth has become like 1% of the brain, where the brain, human brain, or what I call the spinal cord human mind phrenology, has got to the state where the human being is lost, because you have what they refer to as time and space. You have what they refer to as the Big Bang universe. You have what is commonly referred to as that state of the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web is about the internet, and the internet is a state, a place where the individual has descended and fallen into machine usage, where the individual praises the machine, where the individual is attached to machines and manufactures machines, creates machines and all that. So the individual is no longer really functioning, but the machines are functioning on behalf of the individual. At that stage, man is at the lowest ebb, and intelligence, or super intelligence as they call it, is artificial. Artificial intelligence, artificial super intelligence, which human beings worship, which human beings go about, because when man is in the low state, he is fond of worship in the like religion, which which we refer to as theism or theistic hypnotism, because every religious person is hypnotized, is in a state of habit where he performs just habitually, performs according to beliefs, performs according to faith. Faith is a state of hypnotism. Belief is a state where the individual, the real being within you, is lost. Where the being within you, the super being, our super self within you as a human, is already lost, is abandoned, and man is now trapped in imagination, in memory, which they refer to as religion, past and future. But the state which is natural is the present and the moment, or the state that you refer to as immediateness and spontaneity, or the state that can be called the here and the now. From the here and the now, from the present and the moment, from immediateness and spontaneity, man can advance into the omnipresent and into the omni moment, which is presentology and momentology. So that is what happens. So science and religion are actually states that distance you from nature, from touch, taste, and smell, which are easy and simple. Now, the individual who is in nature is maybe an individual. Sorry, it's like a baby. A baby is any human 0 to 3 years of age. A sage is any human who is 3 back to the 0 year. So the sage and the baby occupy the same universe. That is the super universe above. Because the sage doesn't give a problem. Sage is often extremely accommodating, extremely knowing and all knowing. But the babe is one who has just come back to earth, incarnated or come here to earth and is in a pure state, in a state of simplicity and ease, a state of rapture, state of joy. The stage has actually become, or rather, let me put it this way: the stage is one in a state of genuineness, originality, and perfection. The sage is a human who has become perfect because a sage is not necessarily a wise man because wisdom belongs to philosophers. Wisdom belongs to theologians. It is in theology and in philosophy that you become a wise man. If you are a sage, you are not necessarily wise because you don't do common sense reasoning and you don't do common sense rationality as theologians do, as philosophers do. The theologian practices common sense common sense reasoning, and the philosopher practices what I call common sense rationality. Rationality means trial and error. Then reasoning means logic, regularity, and things like that. But the theologian practices what I call or teaches what I call belief, what I call habit, what I call faith. And faith and belief and habit are hypnotic states. Because a woman who is free, like a baby, like a sage, cannot cannot have beliefs. Because you believe when you don't know. You believe if you are ignorant, if you are deluded, if you are uh, you know in a state of illusion. That's what you call faith. That's what you call belief. That's what you call habit. So because you are dealing with custom, you are dealing with tradition, you are dealing with the superficial, you are dealing with something that you don't know, that you are encouraged to worship it. You can't worship what you don't know. You can worship what is mysterious to you. You can worship what is secret to you. But you are encouraged to worship what is mysterious, what you yourself call mysterious, but you worship it nevertheless. You can't do that because if you are not hypnotized, if you are in the right state, like a baby and a stage, you want to know, you want to become unknowing, from knowing to unknowing, and you want to practice the natural way of doing things. You want to move easily. You are in a state of tranquility. You are in a state of serenity. You are in a state where you can exist as a normal human being. Because a person in the religious state and the scientific state is really not balanced. So those states are superficial and artificial, or customary, traditional, and cultural and artistic. So that's how states are. I thank you very much for listening.